The mysterious gift giver has struck again.
If you get busted with those toys, you're done. And you made me an accessory.
Well, you know what they say. Some accessories are required.
Am I smiling?
No.
Jingle smells, stinking all the way.
I know what you're thinking. I can't wait to see that. Anyway, in that you saw actor John Schneider, who back in the day was Bo Duke in the Dukes of Hazzard. Big year for John Schneider. That movie, Jingle Smells, is coming out. He's also a runner-up on The Masked Singer as the donut. Take a look at this. I can't attest to the singing, but the costume is delicious. But there's a third thing that John Schneider is going viral for, and that is potentially being charged with federal charges for threatening the president and his son. So Joe Biden had sent out a tweet. It said, Trump poses many threats to our country, the right to choose, civil rights, voting rights, and America's standing in the world. But the greatest threat he poses is to our democracy. If we lose that, we lose everything. To which John Schneider responded, Mr. President, I believe you are guilty of treason and should be publicly hung. Your son too. Look, in Hunter's defense, he has often been publicly hung. Dun-dun-dun. Anyway, your response is sincerely John Schneider. So look, I'm laughing, but he did say that he thinks the president and his son should be hung, which is not what you want to see in a democracy. The casual posting on social media of a call for the death of the president. So he eventually deleted the tweet, which is a good idea. Not as good of an idea as never sending the tweet, but apparently it was reported to the Secret Service and they have launched a probe into the statement saying the Secret Service is aware of the comments made by Mr. Schneider, and as a matter of practice, we do not comment on matters involving protective intelligence. We can say, however, that the Secret Service investigates all threats related to our protectees. And that probe is in the preliminary stage. I don't know how many stages there could be. He sent a tweet. It seems like you could wrap that up in a long afternoon, but Helen, what do you make of this?
Does the Secret Service know about his donut costume? Because he could, he could just sneak on under the radar in that donut costume. John Schneider, I mean, who even is he? I heard he was a Dukes of Hazzard back in the day. I've seen clips of that show. He was a snack back in the day. That's all I know.
Like a donut.
Yeah, he was a snack like a donut. Now he's a literal donut, a singing donut, and he's in a terrible looking Christmas movie called Jingle Smells. Who would name a Christmas movie Jingle Smells? Why would you want to see that? There's nothing joyful or Christmassy or holiday about a movie called Jingle Smells, and that trailer smelled. Maybe that's why they called it that. Stunk up the room, and there's no way anybody who's vaguely into Christmas is gonna be like, that's a Christmas movie I wanna watch. And then on top of that, he's like, and hang the president. Wow, John Schneider. 0 for 0, or whatever the baseball reference is. 0 for 3, I don't know how. 0 for 0, whatever the thing is when you say boo, no good.
Okay, I think that's enough out of TYT's resident baseball expert. Woz, what do you think?
I'm just disappointed because I was told all of these people in Hollywood were liberals who wanted to give us all free abortions and obviously loved minorities and all of this jazz. And then this guy comes in here, and Dukes of Hazzard apparently never ended for this guy. This guy is still pining for the days of the Confederacy, and he wants to see presidents get hung. It's really disappointing because, again, I was told that everybody in Hollywood is a crazy, God-hating, crazy hippie, tree-hugging, great liberal, and this guy has shattered that dream for me, and that's why I'm mostly disappointed, John.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people that says that actors shouldn't weigh in on politics. That's generally Fox News that does not want most actors, because most actors don't agree with them. And I'm gonna say, Helen, I think that you're particularly, you're a little bit biased against him because now there are 2 great Christmas movies that are gonna be duking it out in Family Switch?
Family Switch,
Family
the
Switch
one that
and
I'm
Jingle
in.
Smells. I'll leave it up to the
Jingle
market
Smells.
to decide.
I mean, is Jingle Smells on Netflix? Let's go head to head.
I don't know.
The Christmas movie that I'm in is top 10 on Netflix. Let's see where Jingle Smells.
Take that, Sean Hannity. You asked who would name it that. I think that a cinephile 4-year-old might come up with Jingle Smells. And I will say, I'm not gonna see it and it doesn't look very good, but considering it's a movie that I think Sean Hannity made, if you watch the extended trailer, I think the cinematography is not bad. It looks professionally made, which is more than I would have expected, and it remains to be seen if it'll be good. But let's focus on the threat here. Don't post stuff like that, you dummy. That's not a good idea. If this goes through and they say that it's a credible threat, it's a federal Class D felony, subject to up to 5 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine. Which, by the way, for it to be deemed a credible threat, prosecution, quote, would not only require proof that the statement could reasonably be perceived as a threat, which is debatable in this case, but would also require some evidence that the maker intended the statement to be a threat, which obviously that's what the intent was. That said, I don't think that he should go to jail. Is that me getting ahead of myself? I don't think he's gonna kill the president.
I don't think he should go to jail, but I do think he should be under house arrest and forced to watch Jingle Smells over and over and over for at least 48 hours. I think that's, I mean, that's a pretty good.
It's tough, but fair. Was.
I don't think he should go to prison, but I would like for some federal authorities to go knock on that man's door and scare the bejesus out of him and let him know how serious this is. I think that would be nice if somebody just scared the living daylights out of that dude so he could realize that, you don't make threats against the leader of the free world on Twitter. You just don't do that. Do that with your friends. Drunk, chewing tobacco, drinking some Rolling Rock, do that. But please don't do it on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't get, like, he's not some like 14-year-old boy mouthing off on like Call of Duty chat or something. He's a grown ass man. Does he not know that Twitter is public? Like, I know some older people can't follow the tech that well. Like, you can't publicly post threats like that. And then if you're gonna do that, and if you're gonna delete them or whatever, and again, bear in mind, I don't want him to suffer any legal consequences for this. At least like apologize, take some responsibility for it. Instead, he said, there's a statement to Deadline. Seriously, folks, this is my final comment on this. I neither said nor implied any such thing. Despite headlines claiming otherwise in my post, I absolutely did not call for an act of violence or threaten a US president as many other celebrities have done in the past. Is that like a Kathy Griffin reference or something? I suggest you reread my actual post and pay attention to the words before believing this nonsense.
Oh, let's reread the actual
Challenge
post.
accepted,
Let's reread the actual post.
I believe you are guilty of treason and should be publicly hung. Your son too. Well,
my favorite part about his statement is that he referred to himself as a celebrity.
Runner up on that.
Many other celebrities have done before me.
He was the donut on the Masked Singer. Come on, if that's not celebrity.
Him, George Clooney, Leo, saving the planet. They're all just on one great yacht with a bunch of models together.
Oh my God. Anyway, I think you're thinking of Hunter Biden. I think actually, yeah. So don't throw him in prison for something he tweeted.
You know what?
But stop tweeting
this
stuff
is
like
something that old people don't do, is that they forget to put JK at the end.
That would have saved him.
It's like tweet the thing and
or
then go,
LOL.
JK.
Or you do what Elon Musk does, which is just put the like tilted face, crying, laughing in every single tweet you send out, implying that you think the entire world is a joke. Anyway, like I said, don't lock him up. Also, everybody stop threatening people with death and rape online. How about that?
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to be a buzzkill, but stop threatening death and rape against everyone you disagree with.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a Young Turk.